stole his first term president. These absolute liars who run around trying to act like they're the protectors of democracy completely ruined it, tried to undermine it every turn and at the highest levels with lies, with out and out lies that were really serious and changed foreign policy and changed the course of history in this country's presidency. And there must be accountability. There has to be actual criminal accountability for those who lie. And I can't wait to see this administration.
Megyn Kelly came out with all the precision of a political prizefighter. Hillary Clinton was the unlucky opponent in the ring. With each rhetorical attack, Kelly tore through decades of well-polished political armor, exposing the weaknesses Clinton has been trying to hide for years. It wasn't just a roast. It was a purposeful deconstruction that revealed all the scandals and inconsistencies. In the end, Clinton's painstakingly maintained image seemed more like a house of cards than a storm.
Clinton has a very weird and I think shitty marriage. I don't think she has a husband who is in love with her or faithful to her, and I think I can't really blame him because he seems to have accepted this behavior since the inception of their marriage. And so past his prologue, you're going to get what you tolerate. What you permit, you promote. She spent all of her daughter's upbringing away, at work, at the law firm, in the White House, running for office.
Hillary Clinton has spent decades navigating politics like a force of inevitability with the confidence of someone who feels her place in history is set. By tearing down the carefully maintained facade and revealing a career built on survival rather than achievement, Megyn Kelly took aim at that self-constructed story like a buzzsaw. Here, the political legend's nasty heart was exposed by a knife slicing straight through its flesh. There was no differentiation or cautious critique.
In the Durham Annex, like full screen grabs of the Russian memos that the Dutch got their hands on and leaked to us, where they're recounting exactly what they saw Leonard discussing about this Hillary Clinton fan and Emery, Julianne Smith, and how they were going to stop Trump, but most importantly, distract from Hillary's emails.
If you like this video, please hit the bell button and subscribe to the channel. The cornerstone of Hillary's reputation, the Seasoned Stateswoman Act, was the focus of Kelly's attacks. She didn't think this was wise. She was only able to weather the political tempest by hiding behind connections and power that shielded her from the fallout that buried lesser players. Hillary's time in the spotlight was not evidence of her extraordinary ability. When the central name is helpful enough, it is proof of how strongly the system defends its own, Kelly said.
All this. And back to Hillary, you know, the whole, she has a hat she's tweeted herself out wearing, but her emails. She's tried to get into this ridiculous joke, like, but the moon landing, like you nutcases still railing about this made-up scandal, that, you know, you've used to try to unfairly tar me. She did need to distract from that email scandal, which was around her neck like an albatross. We were covering it every night on the Kelly File at Fox News. She clearly violated the law with that homebrew server, had been accessed by foreign agents. She compromised national intelligence information. She did things she would never have allowed anybody at the State Department to do under.
The entitlement was then rammed in by Kelly. You owe me hints that have always been there in Hillary's public persona. Every campaign, speech, and planned appearance is infused with the idea that she is the only adult there, the safe selection, and the clear decision. Kelly reminded everyone listening that inevitable is just arrogance in a well-tailored suit. Taking trust for granted does not build it. You earn it by delivering. And even with all of Hillary's praise, Kelly demanded to know the location of the groundbreaking results.
Is the original election denier. I'm sure you voted for her in 2016.
Was not an election denier.
She absolutely was the OG elector.
First of all, she came out before the sun had risen to concede the election to Trump.
And then spent the next 4 years saying he was illegitimate. He was an illegitimate president.
Okay, well, first of all, she didn't say he was an illegitimate.
Yes, she did.
You tell me exactly what she said.
She said those exact words.
Kelly did not like the idea that Hillary's career had been one of tireless public service. She presented it as a self-service masterclass, a methodical, steady climb up the ladder, regardless of the number of scandals that tried to undermine her. Whitewater, Benghazi, and the secret server should have all been politically devastating. But instead of facing the damage head-on, Hillary conquered them all by concentrating on the next opportunity before the dust settled.
That leads me back to Schellenberger here. This is page 4 of his report. He writes as follows: the Russian reports that the Dutch spied on, that we got our hands on, also claimed, and listen to this, I mean, you probably already know this stuff, Glenn, but claimed that Attorney General Loretta Lynch, okay, this is back in 2016, people, remember, Obama's president, Loretta Lynch is his Attorney General, and her DOJ/FBI are investigating the Hillary Clinton email scandal. And also now we learn simultaneously working with the Hillary Clinton campaign to bury that scandal in favor of calling Trump a Russian agent.
It's like walking into a brand new photo opportunity straight out of a burning building, Kelly said. All was well, so neither was the hypocrisy. Hillary's public image heavily emphasizes her advocacy for the underprivileged, working class, and weaker side. Her donor lists and inner circle, on the other hand, are like a global power summit.
Okay. I mean, she conceded the election. Whether you're interpreting her disappointment at losing it as the same as Trump not conceding it, I don't know that's where you're getting it from. But again, it's a tremendous false equivalency. You could ask Hillary Clinton right now, who won that election? She will tell you. Donald Trump won the election.
Now she knows she has to because of what Trump...
Complete with questionable foreign leaders, Wall Street titans, and the kind of elite supporters who wouldn't recognize an average American unless they were serving the orders at a fundraiser. Kelly made the case again and again until it was unquestionable. You cannot claim to be the people's advocate when you are collecting checks from the same organizations that keep those people down. The election campaign of 2016 was a complete disaster. Kelly poked easily. She had attacked the Clinton Foundation like a weak underbelly.
Got away with murder. Lock up was right and righteous. Trump actually should have gone after her. Took office back in January of 17. The reason it appears that the FBI didn't go after her is the fix was in. And Loretta Lynch was real clear she wasn't going to do that to Hillary and was telling the Hillary.
No one had the guts to address the discussions about transparency and integrity claims while running an organization that made it difficult to discern between political influence and philanthropy. Kelly reminded her audience that between donor luncheons, authenticity cannot be planned for. Then there was the media's complicity. When the media becomes a tool for public relations, the public starts to absorb propaganda rather than facts.
Should be in jail. Literally, Hillary Clinton should be behind bars. And so should the people who did this. This is so blatantly corrupt. She wanted to distract from her email scandal. She cooked up a plan to accuse Trump of being a Russian agent in order to distract.
Beneath the high words and impeccable delivery is a constant diet of cliches, statements meant to look profound without really committing to anything truly dangerous or radical. Kelly compared them to empty calories. The room is occupied by them. They don't help your circumstances in any way, even if they make you feel wonderful at the moment. Kelly retorted that Hillary's version has consistently emphasized the idea of making the two inseparable.
Do this for window dressing, but don't worry, I've got you. That's what's alleged in these documents. And Hillary has been acting like she's the one who's been wrong. This is all a made-up scandal, and the evil Trump who said he ought to be behind bars is so out of line. Meanwhile, Trump didn't do it. Everybody knows Trump didn't go after her criminally with his DOJ. He took office. And yet, as soon as he was out of office, they did it to him.
You are supporting the cause if you assist her. Persuading the world that just existing is the same as leading may have been the greatest achievement of this professional politician, self-preservationist, and optician. Hillary's attempts to enhance her public persona have become a common joke in and of themselves. There's more to her than just talking points. As if it were a comedy, she inserts pertinent cues and emotional hints into her performance, giving the impression that someone off camera is smiling.
A Russian asset. And they banked on the intel agencies working with her to perpetuate this lie, and it appears they were only too happy to assist. That's what this scandal's about. Pieces of it, new pieces are coming in by the day thanks to these declassifications. And it's downright shocking. Not believe that there's no there. The people who are saying that are wrong.
For decades, there has been an unwavering assurance that, given the right opportunity, she will explain everything, and everyone will suddenly understand. But every time that opportunity arises, it's simply more evasive turns, changed history, and vague language. It's not so much an explanation as a protracted exercise in selective recall. The notion that Trump was a Russian asset was something she invented. Even while Hillary's activities often cause the problems, it appears that the one constant in her political weather report is the dense, misunderstanding clouds that are entirely the product of everyone else's acts. Equality has been turned into a weapon.
Bless our servicemen and women, the guys in uniform, the guys who liberated the world. Such a great reminder of the best America has to offer and the responsibility we all share in securing our nation's future. Unfortunately, this being political season, everyone took the high road. Take a look at this tweet, Hillary Clinton. 80 years ago today, thousands of brave Americans fought to protect democracy on the shores of Normandy. November, all we have to do is vote. She can't let it go, even on a day like this. Well, to her, because for the rest of us, our minds and our...
Criticism is always reframed as sexism, even when it targets particular policies or practices. It wasn't just expected that she could win, it was assumed that she should. Reality's deviation from the plan was not portrayed as a failure of her strategy or her connection with the people, but rather as a national mistake, a fluke that broke the natural order. The pattern is now known to the public. The deft misdirection, the shifting blame, the side eye, the polished rhetoric. It's not a mystery. The process has extensive documentation. Furthermore, the longer she keeps it up, the harder it will be to convince people that she is no longer the same political manipulator she has always been.